Hi, it's Dr. Sasheen. Welcome to my channel, Women in Transition. Hopefully, if you stop by to say hi, you'll like and subscribe and share any words of wisdom that you might find here and drop me a comment, at least to say hello. I want to ask you a question. Who are you now? In the wake of what is happening in the confines of the country that I live in, a lot of women are asking themselves some really important questions. With the passage of things like the SAVE Act, certain women are going to find out really quickly how little they are really protected by the laws that they are fighting so hard for, and by the politicians that they believe would have their back. With the specter of those kind of things hanging over your head, you need to answer the question of who am I now? Not who were you 3 months ago. Now, that's not who you need to be thinking about. And this isn't about reinventing yourself, because you don't really need to reinvent yourself. I'm going to say to you that you have subsumed underneath a lot of the ideas of a nation, things that are bad for you. And because you have subsumed who you really are under the belief that for the good of others, I need to not take care of the things that make me happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, because we have labored under the idea that the nation, the national, the bigger is more important than the micro, the person, the individual. In a nation that's full of highly individualistic people, right? In a nation that's literally on on one end of a continuum is so individualistic as to be crazy. Women have been asked to subsume who they are for the greater good for entirely too long. So who are you going to be now? Who's going to show up for you, in you? Who's going to wear your person now? Is it going to be the same person who 3 months ago was doing something? Is it going to be the person who's been living inside of you for a long time, but who didn't get a chance to get let out because you still were laboring under the idea that for the good of others and the good of them all, that you needed to subsume, put to the side, put on the back burner that which made you who you really were? I watched the first 3 episodes of the new Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, special with Love Meghan on Netflix. And for those of us who watched her when she did the TIG, or who followed the blog or whatever, when she did the TIG in her early years as an actress before she became a Duchess, when she was an actress and she was young and running around doing that, it felt like an extension, not a reinvention. It felt like there had been a pause in who she was, because there are some things that she felt like needed to have her attention for the bigger and greater good. She did X, Y, and Z. Well, now she's getting a chance to say, hey, the person that ran the TIG, she's still here. She's older, wiser, more mature, has a couple babies and a husband, lives in California. Again, full circle moment, right, for her, back home in her stomping grounds. But she didn't have to reinvent that piece of her, because that piece was already there. It got pushed to the side, it got pushed under, and boy, that woman has gone through it. But what she doesn't have to answer the question anymore of is, who am I now? Because she is stepping into who she always was, but who got put on the shelf for a bit for other things. And now she's back. And I love I've watched the first 3 episodes. I'm gonna watch the next 3 probably tomorrow. I like to space my binging out. All that to say, there's very little chance that who you are now, who you need to be right now, isn't already present inside of you. I wrote in one of the posts on the channel, you've done a lot of healing. You probably have all the tools for healing that you're ever going to need inside of you. You are not still broken. So quit acting like you are. So even though this moment is trying your patience, and even though this time period may be testing your resolve, your mettle, the measure of who you are as a woman, as a person, that has not gone anywhere. It is still within you. It just got put on the shelf for a while. So the question I have is, when are you going to take her down and dust her off and say, how you been? What are we doing? What are we going to do now? What's next? Maybe it's a change in zip code, area code, flight pattern. Maybe it's a new job, a new business, write that book, whatever. Get out your bingo card, remember, from 2025, and see where you are on it. Whatever the case may be, the question is, who are you now? The answer is closer than you realize. The solution to every problem on the table in front of you right now is 100% in the palm of your hands. You control you. That is all you can control, right? So since that's all you can control, it's time to take control of that. I hope you found something in this message. Again, like, subscribe, and share if you're interested in hearing more from me. If you need a little assistance with getting over some of that imposter syndrome, that crazy noise in your head that is preventing you from hearing who you are and acting on the answer to that question, the anxiety solution might be just the thing that you need to help you get back on track. The link for that is also in the where is the link to that? The link to that is going to be in the notes to this video, but also is in the description of this page. I'll see you again soon. Take care.